Well, hello there, Tankers of the Blitz universe. I'm Flossie, and yes, I will finally be doing a Rhino review. I know this tank has been out for a couple of days now, and I'm super late to the review party. But for any of you who do want my personal thoughts and opinions on this tank, as well as seeing my scuffed live gameplay, then you're in the right place. So let's break into the tank stats to start things off. And the gun on this tank is what makes it really strong. The overall aim time and dispersion are actually pretty solid. Like, the dispersion is 0.317, so you're actually going to be able to hit most of your shots in this tank, and an aim time of 3.2 seconds is also very solid. This is an auto reloader after all, and it does have 2 shells, but unlike most auto reloaders, you don't get penalized for dumping your clip and just shooting this thing single shot. It actually has decent DPM for what it is. It's almost 2600, and I am using calibrated shells, as I recommend you guys all do as well. The reload in between shells is 3.3 seconds, which is, it's on the longer side of things, but honestly, it's not that bad. And once you do like dump both of your shells out, you're going to be doing a lot of damage. The alpha damage on this tank is 420, 370 on the premium, and 520 on the HE. So yes, this thing does a ton of damage. It does about 840 damage if you do dump both of your shells into one opponent. As for the penetration, it's 278 on the standard, 362 on the premium, which is quite solid, and 70 on the HE. So in terms of the HE capabilities, you're going to be able to HE the rear of some squishier medium tanks and heavies, so that's pretty solid there. The tank also carries 7 degrees of gun depression, meaning that it's not the craziest tank in terms of flexibility, but you're going to be able to work most ridge lines that you need to. In terms of the mobility this tank carries, it goes 40 forward and 17 in reverse. So that forward speed is quite nice, and so is the reverse speed, actually. 17 in reverse is quite solid. I'm so glad this thing doesn't have bad reverse speed, because any tank with bad reverse speed, you know I hate it. I absolutely hate tanks with bad reverse speed, and luckily this isn't the case with the Rhino. Power to weight's also decent at 16.5. Now, taking a look at the armor profile of this tank here, you can see, of course, I am using an IS-4 with calibrated shells equipped as I normally do. And shooting at this tank on flat ground, hold on, with AP shells, you can see you can pen mostly the upper plate is going to be an auto pen. It doesn't matter like where you shoot it. This is, of course, again, like I said, flat ground. The lower plate is only 105 thick, so if you do have a tank with high pen HE shells or HESH, you're going to be able to HESH the lower plate or HE it quite easily, actually. As for the turret, it's quite red. There's this little spot in the middle, but literally no one's going to aim at that. So yeah, tank overall on flat ground, you can see the turret's where the strongest part of the armor profile is. Now, when playing this thing hull down, even when loading heat, you're still going to be getting penned. I'm not going to lie. In test, if I remember correctly, the armor was a bit stronger. I don't know that for sure. But yeah, right now, this tank against high pen heat shells, you're going to get buttered right through. So the armor is nothing to rely on, especially when you're up against other heavies like the IS-4. Against mediums, it's a different story. However, you can see, because it's actually not a different story. Never mind. I don't know what I'm saying. Literally, because of the calibrated shells buff, most mediums are going to be able to pen you in the turret as well while you're hull down, even with their heat pen being a bit lower. The side armor on this tank is kind of bad. I'm not going to lie, like 105 thick. You can side scrape to an extent, but you have to be careful of your track wheel here. They can be kind of troll, but a lot of people are going to be able to go right through them at most angles, so be careful of that. And as well, the rear is only 48 thick, so most people are going to be spamming HE at your rear, especially the rear of your turret, to where your ammo rack is located. So do be careful of that. People can just ammo rack you if they shoot you enough times in the rear of the turret, so do be careful of that. So yeah, I mean, overall, you can use this thing hull down, but overall, the armor profile is nothing to rely on. So of course, now is that time where I will get into some live gameplay. Let me move my camera over, and we'll see just what we can do in this vehicle. So personally, for me, I played this thing. I mean, I play it sort of like a, if you will, a auto reloader version of an E5 or something of that caliber, because The only thing is you don't have that much armor, so you do have to stick with your team, and you can't really play it by yourself on ridge lines. But for the most part, I do really like this tank, and I think the gun is insanely good on it. Just the fact that you have an auto reloader, so you can... the less time you have to shoot an opponent, you basically just have that as reload time to get both your shells back. And then if you do see an opponent, you don't really have to worry about it because you don't have a reserve shell, so you can just dump your clip and keep shooting it as a single shot. It's absolutely fantastic. Now, of course, my computer is going to be insanely slow loading into this game, and we're on Mayan Ruins for our first battle. Any day now. Holy cow. Alright, anyways, finally, we're going to make our way towards mid here, because obviously that is where the majority of these enemies will be. They do actually have a decent amount of good players on their team, like Berlin, I know who that is, and those two kitten players as well. So chances are we're going to lose this game because we already have lost 2 tanks and I've literally just spawned in. Isn't that fun? Actually 3. So yeah, this is going to be a complete and utter steamroll, and there's nothing I can do about that. So we're just going to start dumping our shells out here. We're going to see if we can get at least 1 into this Progetto. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing I can do. This is just so sad. And this is what happens when your teams just fall apart and there's nothing you can do about it. It doesn't matter what tank you're in. This is going to be a loss in pretty much any tank. So let's just keep getting shot at by the Progetto. Let's keep watching our teammates fall apart and do absolutely nothing. Wow, what a fantastic team. Let's get another shell into this Progetto here. Hopefully I can at least farm a little bit more damage. I don't know. This is not looking very good, though, I will say. We're going to see what we can do, though. Chances are their team's just going to full send this. They do have an AMX 50B who's playing very aggressive right there. I'm just going to wait here, though, because I think their mediums are still going to probably pop over these bridges here, but you never know. Oh, there's the grill. Let's get a 520 max roll into his turret there. We're going to get probably penned by this guy. Ooh, never mind, he does bounce me. That's excellent indeed. I am just going to keep sitting here. It doesn't really matter what we do, like I said. We're just going to lose, but I might as well try to reload my 2 shells and at least get them both out here. Let's see. Get 1, hopefully. Nah. Unfortunate. Complete and utter steamroll. Literally nothing I can do about that. Gotta love World of Tanks Blitz teams sometimes, guys. That's all there is to say about that game. We did 2100 damage. Literally nothing I could do about that. Let's see the team's result. Oh boy indeed. Look at this. 4 people doing under 1,000 damage. Absolutely insane. Let's go for another game, though. That was atrocious, guys. I don't even know what to say about that last game. I might even just cut that out. I don't know. We'll see if I feel like leaving that in the video, because that was just absolutely horrible. And that wasn't the tank's fault. But you can see, I mean, the gun was doing its job. We were able to pen a lot of our shells, and the accuracy didn't exactly screw us over at any point during that last game. So we'll see what we can do in this next game. We are on Desert Sands. Hopefully my computer can load in at least a bit faster than before. Like, that's always annoying when my PC loads in 10 million seconds late. But, oh well. We'll see what we can do. Up against this, we do have a Yo, Type 71, which is going to be a bit of a pain to deal with, and a VK72 as well. I will make my way towards heavy side, of course. C-Cap is usually the better option, even though their team has a lot of mediums. So hopefully our Patton doesn't just kill himself for free. That'd be great. But it seems like that's exactly what he's doing. So basically, we're down a tank. I love teammates, guys. Yeah. People who don't know how to position medium tanks, or like who don't read lineups, I don't know what to say to them. Like, it's really sad. But we're going to make our way straight into the enemy spawn, because obviously since that Patton has gotten nuked so much, they're clearly all on medium side or camping in the back like TDs. Look at this VK TD in the back here. Oh, there's the 183. Unfortunately, that shell misses him, but no, I won't be able to get another one out. I might be able to shoot this Type, though. There we go. We shoot the Type once. Patton's already dead. As this Minnow said, I mean, I don't know, dude. What is he doing? Like, what was that plan there? It was quite the game plan, I will say. I guess I'll make my way back towards our spawn, because at this point, we just need to hold off these mediums from continuing to push up on our team. Let's get a shell into this Yo here while we're making our way over to our spawn. And I'm not going to be able to get a shell into that 121B, but I will have my 2 shells reloaded just in time to shoot at this 62A. And of course we bounce his side. That's very fun indeed. It's not really the gun's fault, that's just RNG screwing me over a bit, but oh well. Reload our second shell again. You can see why having an auto reloader is so great, because unlike just an auto loader, I'm not wasting too much DPM even if I do miss a shell. Yeah, because I'm able to just reload that singular shell anytime I want. And as of right now, I'm just going to reload as many shells as I can, because of course there is a 121B on my rear, and he's obviously going to try and shoot at me. He completely misses that shot. Wow, our team is sucking as well. That's crazy. Let's get a shell into this 121B. I'm of course going to get clipped out by this Yo, but I'd rather get both my shells out. Yeah, nothing I can really do about this. 60 TP is probably screwed. Of course, this guy's going to shoot at me, so goodbye. Oh yes, have fun. Not much I can do. Literally, again, this was just an awful team. At least we've done okay damage this game. I'm going to hopefully be able to kill this guy here. Does shoot HE at my side for some reason. Interesting stuff indeed. And I'm just going to keep making my way in reverse towards this 62A carcass here, because maybe, just maybe, I can get another couple of shells out here. I'm not going to bother shooting this patent just yet, because I do have the ability to get both my shells reloaded. I screw that up because, of course, I don't aim in. Crazy. Well, I don't know what else to say. That was just another bad team. Tank's great. The Rhino is a fantastic tank. If you guys are able to grind this tank, I do recommend you do so. But these update teams, man, oh boy indeed. Let's play a third game and see if we can actually come out with a freaking win, guys. Can that even happen? Are we able to win today at all? I don't know. We'll find out in just a second here. But, yeah. Gun's been acting fine. Again, accuracy's fine. The tank is fine. There's nothing bad to say about it. Obviously, the armor is nothing crazy, like I said, but it's also fine. Like, there's literally, the tank is in a good spot right now. I think Wargaming did a fine job of keeping this tank balanced for the most part, so kudos to them. But these teams, holy cow. All right, well, we're gonna see what happens in our third and final game. I'm gonna be going towards C-Cap here, and we'll see what we can do, because they do have a couple of heavy tanks, so I'm assuming the majority of their team is going to go to C-Cap. So that's why I'm going to head there as soon as I can. Let's see if we spot anything. Probably not while crossing. And I'm going to make my way straight to the corner. I'm not just going to hold this rock. I am going to send my tank towards corner here. And let's see if we can get a shell on the move. No. But that's okay. Our IS-8 does hit that Rhino once. And oh my gosh, bro got nuked by something. A 183 probably in the back. Interesting. Well, let's get both our shells reloaded. Let's bounce the IS-7 side armor there. That's fun. And, yeah. Unfortunately, he is able to take corner there, but it's an IS-7. He doesn't really have gun depression to use that spot effectively, so I'm not too worried about him right now. Let's see if I can get a shell into the tier 9 Progetto there, and let's get number 2 into him as well. There we go. You can see where the clip is just super nice, as well as that pen. Having good heat pen on this tank really helps a lot. Let's see if we can get a shell into this IS-7. Don't know what bro is doing. I don't know. This is looking good so far compared to the other games. Our team is actually doing a good job of like holding, and their team is doing an awful job of just poking and yeah, and bleeding. Unfortunately, my IS-8 does in fact die. I didn't realize that that's what the IS-7 was shooting at, but you can see here, I'm just using the tank as a single shot right now, and it's working out fine. I do see I have a Badger on my rear, so I'm not going to keep poking, or I'm not going to keep backing up any further. And at this point, I'm just going to load both my shells, and I will in fact full send this IS-7 in corner because I do just want to kill him. I also noticed that he did in fact shoot, so I'm totally fine to take a shot from this Rhino and kill off that IS-7. So now I do have corner control, which is excellent for me, and it means their team can't move up anymore. I'm gonna hopefully kill off this Vickers. There we go. And again, having the ability to use this tank in single shot as well as loading both your shells just makes it so flexible. It's really, really nice. And you can see the nice accuracy helping me out there on that shot on the IS-8. So far, we're at 3,700 damage. I am going to get shot at by this Rhino on the enemy team. Not too worried about that. I'm just going to load both my shells because my goal right now is to get that Rhino or the IS-8 out of the game as quickly as I can. So right now we do have both our shells loaded. Let's see here. I'm going to wait for this Rhino, honestly. Wait. Nah, you know what? I'm going to get one shell maybe. No. Never mind. I'm like second guessing myself here because like both of these tanks are technically like one clips to me. Let's get a shell into him. Then I'm gonna, oh boy. Well, I guess I'm gonna kill off the E4. I'd rather not get killed and shot at by the E4 and this Rhino. I don't really care that the Rhino shot me there, and goodbye. There we go. That is, that's more like it. 4,500 damage, 4 kills, and a good way to finish off the trifecta of cringe in this game today. Holy cow, those first couple of teams were absolutely awful. Again, nothing I can really do about that, but this final game really does demonstrate what the Rhino can actually do. And yeah, excellent showcase of the tank. So again, I do recommend you guys grind this tank. I think it's a fantastic vehicle, and it's actually a lot of fun to play. Yeah, so grind it if you can, and I do think it's a fantastic tank, even with the slight weakness in its armor profile. Anyways, for any of you out there who are not yet subscribed to the channel, I highly recommend you do so, as it's a fantastic way to support the content I make, as well as stay up to date when I post videos almost daily. And with that, I will see you next time. Bye-bye.